Hey there, and welcome to another episode of My Lane Perspective. Today we're going to be installing the Kia factory remote start system into my family's 2017 Sedona. I called the dealership and they quoted me $659. I found a kit on eBay for half that price, and I'm going to install it myself. Come along, I'll show you how to do it. It's actually a pretty easy process. The Kia that we bought is an LX, so this is the part number that you're going to want to use. There is a different one if you have a physical turnkey. Our car is a push button start with a smart key. So it comes with instructions and really just kind of shows you everything that you're going to need to do. So we'll go over those in more detail. And then here's everything that comes in the box. So you've got some wiring, the key fobs, the brain for it, and then this guy here, which I believe is going to be what receives the signal. So you're going to need a ratchet, 10 mil, 12, Phillips, an extension. They recommend a torque wrench, some wire cutters, trim removal tool. So that's everything that I have. So for step one here, first thing, like most modifications, we're going to start by removing the negative battery cable. So we're just going to pop the hood here. Alright, dislodge the driver door weather stripping. The next step, remove the Phillips screw from the hood lever. So you guys can see right in there, we're going to grab a Phillips and get that one out. And then it says to remove the kick panel. So that's going to be just prying this physical piece up. So with those two out of the way, next we're going to remove the fuse panel, as well as removing this side cover here. For the next step, so you have a Phillips here, here, and here, total of 3. So there's actually one more Phillips back here. And so with that out of the way, just set this guy to the side. So just wanted to show for this step. So in the OBD-T or OBD2 sensor, these are just little clips that you can push in. So push both of those in and it'll pop out the plastic. As you guys can see on my car, I'm just learning as well that this has all been tinkered with before. And it comes up to some kind of made in China special. And then I can see I've got some vampire clips or something. There's a ground that's been trimmed off. So I think this car had a remote start. That's what it appears to me. So we'll see if this factory kit still works. But for now, we've finished this step. So now we have to remove the 3 10mm nuts from the fuse box and store those to the side. So you've got a 10 mil here, and then the other 10 mils are way up there. I don't know if you can see. But the screw, the second one, just hit you. So the third screw up there was the hardest to get to, so I had to do a combination of, I had a ratchet that was a little bit skinnier. Okay, so I have those 3 bolts out. So we've completed this step, so now we can move on to a 46-pin connector. Disconnect EM11, which is a 46 pin. Connect the corresponding remote start harness to EM11. Little tab you push here, and then you just lift him up, and you can pull that guy out. And then there's a 4-pin connector down here. So now we gotta unplug this guy. So we'll get him out of the package. So we have the wiring harness out. Let's go kind of stretch that out and see what goes where. So as you look at all these connectors, what's kind of nice is that there's really only like one spot for some of these to go. So the fuse box has been pulled off of its little thing here, and so it kind of turns a little bit so I can see. It's actually saying it's this smaller one. So you can kind of see that white one right there. That's the guy that I'm after. So I disconnected everything off the front so that I can actually see the back. And alas, that does help just enough for me to see. There's that 16 pin disconnected. So he connects and then has this one. So this is the original one. This is the new remote start. And then those just feed together. And what it's saying to do is to zip tie right where my thumb is. Return the fuse box to its original position and install the 10 mils. Next step is it's saying to remove this 12mm bolt. Yeah, basically it shows the ground wire going over the top of everything. So we just did the ground. So now for this next step, identify the factory module located near the bulkhead grommet steering column shaft. So if we come under the car, there's the module there, and it's saying to put the foam on the back side. Give me a second here. There you go. So here we are on the back side. It's saying to put the foam there. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put the foam on there. And then the next step is you're gonna take this as well as the remote and you're gonna wire those together. So let me get the foam on and I'll be right back. So we're gonna go blue to blue. Audible click. Okay, remove the tape adhesive liner from the antenna. Here, and we'll push those two together. So there we've got our two. So what you want to make sure is that you're not blocking that with the zip tie, but once that clips in, I can do that. So now we can trim these guys shorter. There you have it, one little module. So let's go plug him in. So the foam is on. It's right up there. And so the next step is we've got these wires, and so these are what's going to plug in. These, it recommends routing back and behind. So we're going to go up through here and come out over here, and then everything will get connected in here. So wires have been routed up. There's two brackets, there's an upper and a lower that hold this factory control module or whatever it's called. And so one zip tie goes above, which I just got. So I'm pushing the module flat against the foam piece I put on there and just tightening down my zip tie. All right, so I got everything buttoned up. The hardest part I had reassembling everything is there's the adapter, the big thick one, I think like the 42 pin. That is shoved back behind here. That was kind of the toughest thing to get back in, but you just line up that bracket right there with that pin. You can still pop the hood. It's a little snug now, so now I have to push it back in, but how often do you pop the hood? And then we'll go test it out. All right guys, to use this key fob, hit it once, and then within 2 seconds, press and hold. And then you'll hear it start. And then if you want to turn it off with that key fob, just press and hold, and it'll turn back off. And there you hear it locked. Now, if you just want to use the smart key, a little bit different, you're going to hit the lock button, and then you can hit the trunk button or the horn button. I just prefer the trunk button. But there you can hear it started. Now, if you wanted to get in and go, oops, hit the unlock button like you normally would, and you're gonna hop into the car here, take the e-brake off, put your foot on the brake, and within 3 seconds hit that, and now the car is started just like it normally would be. You can hop into drive and head off. And the quick guides here will tell you a little bit more, like 2 flashes from the lights means the car is going to run for up to 10 minutes, or how to use the remote key here. Again, I prefer the smart one, but you have the option. Very well designed from Kia, very easy plug and play, and that's the direction that I would go. Thanks so much for watching. If it was helpful, please be sure to give me a like. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.